Okay, and welcome to another recording of Change by the Minute. Thank you for joining us. So, for the benefit of the audience, who are you and what do you do?
My name is Chelsea Dickinson. I am an operations planner at Atlassian Williams Racing.
And how did we first connect?
We connected through a lady who thought that we had similar things. I don't know whether it was interests or more like career experiences, and she thought it'd be nice to link us up.
And so, how have you changed your corner of the world?
I would say that when I first started at Williams, I was one of 2 permanent members of staff that were female within my department. That has now increased quite significantly across industry and across the company. So I'd say that although it's just part of like development and just being visible within that department, I think is the main important thing within the F1 industry, is to just have that visibility of a female working in a very male-dominated environment.
So, what's next?
I intend to hopefully progress at Williams. I started on shop floor and I've since developed my career to go into a more office-based role. That was never an intention of mine. It was just something that naturally evolved, and I think that that's sort of how I envision my future there, is just keeping open-minded to opportunities and seeing where I end up, really.
And for people listening, when you say shop floor and office...
Yeah. Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
It's one of those things that when it's part of your life, and other people who worked in workshops, they understand completely. But if we can just give a little bit of insight into the kind of jobs you were doing when you're on shop floor and how that has changed and how your role with those jobs has changed now that you're in the office.
So shop floor is much more practical based. I had gone in initially as a breakout tech, which was a much more physical, hands-on role, a dustier, dirtier environment. You're in the depths of the manufacturing of parts. Whereas now I work in an office and it's much more of an admin role, where I am sort of producing the step before it, the organising of the manufacturing, basically. So.
And what is the biggest hurdle that you see between you and what's next? You're saying about, keeping your mind open and taking the next kind of organic steps provided, and what kind of things do you see as hurdles in that space?
I've had quite a big health diagnosis this year, and I've been trying to focus on getting my head back into sort of the career mindset. I've had some time out, and although I don't think that is a negative thing, I think it's a psychological thing. I was very career driven before this. I'm trying to work out what life looks like now post-diagnosis. So I think for me it's sort of trying to balance the work life and the health.
When we are young, it's so easy to throw ourselves wholeheartedly, full-time into whatever the career endeavour may be, or personal endeavour is. Life has abrupt ways of reminding you that you're human and the time we have is limited. But it just means that you have to make decisions. If we had forever, it wouldn't put fire behind us.
I need to reset the sort of idea of, it's just working out where I want to go, what I want to do now. But I think I'm quite happy with the openness of it and not trying to drive anything too specific. But that might also be the challenge of, if it's too open, then it's where do I go from here? Making those decisions is probably going to be the hardest thing.
Well, it's not the first time you've made a big decision. It's not the first time you've changed industry.
No, I've done it multiple times. But I think there's a thread in there that it's always something to do with making and manufacturing. So although they're very different roles, there's definitely something in there that I strive to do something interesting and challenging in some ways. I don't tend to like to be told that I can't do something. I tend to like to prove people wrong. So stick with that as a focus for now. Just seeing where I want to go with it.
And what do you see as the biggest change for your industry?
I think F1's biggest change is probably there's a lot of drive into how to keep the industry going in a world where there needs to be big changes environmentally, and how that exists in that world. Within a lot of engineering industries, it's the drive to get more women into it, which I think are all sort of positive changes. It's the constant evolution of technology versus handmade that will be interesting to see where that goes over the coming years. There's a necessity for craft and skill, but there's obviously an efficiency to technology and development of CAD and things that will just automate without a human meaning. So.
Yeah, until recently it was manufacturing in terms of the actual making has been automated, but the thinking behind the automation has been gently guided, shall we say, for the last few generations, as optimization has become more automated and left to computers to automate. We started seeing amazing designs and patterns and 3D printers being released, unlocking more making techniques. Now with the advent of AI, people are saying, oh, designers are gonna struggle. It's gonna become more difficult in a difficult field, yes, but the designers who take it on board, again, like 3D printers, it's like, what do you make of this new tool?
It's to work with it, isn't it, rather than against it. And it might be really interesting to see what comes of that.
So what is something that has changed your mind in the last month?
I think it's difficult to talk about this year without mentioning my cancer treatment, basically. It's been a huge eye-opener for me. It's been a very long journey, it feels like, although it also feels really short. It's happened so quickly. There's been a lot of positive things that have come from it, as well as obviously what was initially the scary thing of being told that that's what it was. The mindset that I now feel I'm able to bring to my job, to my personal life. I obviously have my down days, but on the days that are good, I've got just a more positive outlook and feel more in reality somehow from it. And it's just put in perspective what's important.
I can appreciate that. It's not on the same level at all, but I had an injury a few years ago that took me away from being at a very high level of martial arts to being stuck in bed for a month, having surgery, and then hopping along on crutches slower than the ladies on Zimmer frames. And when that's the position you're put in, the road does feel like there's two choices. I can wallow in this, or I can move forward with the new, whatever the normal is. It's scary, but it does give you an appreciation and a grounding of, okay, I'm stuck in the rain. Oh, but, it's only rain. Yeah. And you just appreciate the fact that you get to feel the rain.
Exactly. I think that's more the thing, is, like you said, like it's the appreciation for the things that you otherwise possibly wouldn't have had. It's so easy to get caught up in the everyday stuff when it doesn't really matter in the bigger scheme of things.
Talking about bigger schemes and bigger things, what is the change you most want to see in the world?
When I was thinking about the question beforehand, I was thinking, we've talked a lot weirdly at work recently about when COVID happened and the positive things that came out of COVID and what we wished had continued. The thing that was nice from this horrible thing that was happening was the communities that sort of came together, that uniting of people, and we sort of forgot the way that the world had sort of become. People came together.
We rebuilt community.
Yeah, and I think we've forgotten that so quickly. I really thought that might stay longer. It's scary how far away we've gone from that as a society and globally. That would be something I would like to bring back. Without the horrible thing that was going on that created it. If there was a way to just get some of that positivity back.
What is something that never fails to change your mood?
My family. My family are the most important human beings to me. I should also include all of the pets, to be fair.
They are family.
They are family, but I feel like that needs to be stated.
And who's family to you?
My immediate family are my rocks. My mum, my brothers, their partners, my partner, his family, our dogs. We've got like a tortoise and chickens and I think they've got me through some really tough times. I know that it's a cliche, but I genuinely do not know where I'd be without them. They're the people that know you best, aren't they? Immediate family members. My brothers know exactly what to say to me in the right way. They wind me up when they know that I need winding up, and they're sensitive when they know I need the sensitivity. And my mum's my absolute best friend. It's like something that a lot of people say, but she genuinely is. And we've lived together for quite a few years, and I've only recently moved out, and we're really close. She's an incredible human being. She's had her own tough times, and I feel like we're just a really close unit that we just know how to cheer each other up when we need cheering up and get through stuff. They're definitely the ones that I can be in the worst mood and they will always pull me out of it.
It's amazing. I love that you have that support and you guys offer that to each other. And now, finally, we're at a change of pace question. Okay, so your change of pace question is, what advice would you give to someone at a crossroads?
I think to just trust your gut. Like, you know yourself, and people can offer advice, but you'll know whether that advice sits right with you. I've had multiple occasions where I've had to make those big decisions, and the times where I've done what I thought was the right thing to do instead of what felt right to do. I knew it wasn't right when I made the decision. Maturing and learning to listen to your gut. You know what's going to be right when the other option's offered and you get that like, oh, that isn't really what I want.
Sometimes it's trying to put that star shape into the square hole kind of thing. It's not, it just won't fit. You can wiggle it in. Technically it might go through, but it wasn't meant to be.
So much of the time, I think in the social media world that we live in, there's a path that you think you should be doing, and if that doesn't feel right to you, then it isn't right. You don't have to do what everyone else is doing. It just has to be right for what you're doing, and it's your life and your world. So it's, just trust your gut.
Thank you very much.
That's quite all right.